Right, so that's my friend over there, and this is his house, kind of caravan, and we came over to kind of build him a pergola and a deck because that's basically all you need in life, really. So we bought some wood and covered it in lacquer and did some measuring and started the building.
Yalla.
So the frame of the deck is connected to the pergola itself, which stands on the ground. So we covered the legs with cold tar. Each leg also stands on a brick to kind of raise it above the ground to keep it away from any moisture. So we started working on the frame itself. This is a piece that connects to the bottom of the house onto that metal bar over there. We needed to make a little sort of cutout, groove, so that the beams of the pergola itself would sit flush on that part of the frame that is connected to the house. And you can just hear my friend answering a neighbor that's walking by, asking us what we're building.
Pergola vedek.
So next, one of us started cutting out the pieces that would actually build the frame of the deck itself. And in the background, you can see me and my friend connecting the poles of the pergola itself flush against the house. Then we did a bit of measuring for the beam that goes on top of those 3 poles, and that goes flush against the house. Here you just see some close-up of us connecting the poles of the pergola to that bar that goes flush against the base of the house. It's kind of a metal base that goes all the way around the caravan. And then we got that top beam finally screwed in all the way. So we started assembling the actual frame of the deck, and we ended up putting a load of legs kind of across the front, much more than necessary, but just a feel good thing. And that's the frame fully assembled. So by this point it was getting a bit late, and we kind of needed to get going, so we ended up just placing the deck on top of the frame without screwing it into place, and this is what it looked like at the end of the first day. So it was about a week later when I came back, and my friend's little brother joined us to help along, and got back to work. So we started first by attaching the poles of the pergola on the side that's closer to the path in the front. So we needed to make a kind of a few engravements along the long beam that sits on top of the 3 poles, exactly where those poles connect, so that they would sit sort of inside that top beam to stop it moving around.
Ну, там вот тоже замовка.
Here you can see me just explaining to my friend's little brother how to use the chisel to clean out those cuts that we made with the saw. So I ended up doing the first one, then he did the second one, and he ended up doing a good job. And my friend did the last one. And here you see us finally lifting that beam up and placing it on top of the 3 poles and screwing it into place. We also started measuring out the shorter beams that go across from the house onto the long beam that's close to the path. So the side that is closer to the house, that's flush to the house, is actually, I think it was about 10 or 20 centimeters higher than the side that's close to the path. So all the smaller beams would be at an angle. That's why you see me here kind of chiseling out a little engrave, but at an angle, so that it would sit flush on top of the beams. And here we're just finally setting them in place using a spacer to make sure that we've got exactly the distance that we want from the wall. And after connecting the last screws on the pergola, you see me here giving it a little swingy swing, kind of giving it a test drive, showing how strong the actual thing is. So by that point it was time for me to go back, and my friend ended up connecting the deck to the frame by himself in the evening. You see him kind of using a spacer with a 4 or 5 millimeter nail and a template to make sure the screws are evenly set, with a string going all the way along to make sure that they all come out in a nice long line. And he ended up adding some stairs on the side, and I think it looks lovely. What do you think?